HOA Karen and her patrol officers tried to control his lawn, but slipped into instant karma. Have you ever had that one neighbor who just won't leave you alone? Well, imagine living peacefully in your own home, but every other day, an HOA Karen and her little patrol officers show up at your doorstep. They complain about your grass, your flowers, even your pet. Sounds unbelievable, right? But when this young man had enough, he decided to teach them a lesson they'd never forget, and the entire neighborhood was watching. Stick around till the end to see how one smart plan turned the tables on the HOA once and for all. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another amazing story. For 30-year-old Marcus Johnson, life in his quiet suburban neighborhood was supposed to be calm, simple, and drama-free. He had saved for years to buy his own double-story house with a beautiful green lawn, colorful flower beds, and even a playful little dog named Rocky. Marcus worked from home, enjoyed morning jogs, and loved gardening in his free time. But his peace came with a price. His neighborhood had one of the strictest HO as anyone could imagine. And at the center of it all was a woman everyone secretly called HOA Karen. She was in her late 40s with sharp blonde hair, a pink blazer she wore like a uniform, and a permanent frown on her face. Wherever she went, she was flanked by two self-appointed patrol officers from the HOA, middle-aged men who carried clipboards and acted like police. At first, Marcus thought they were just doing their job. But soon he realized they weren't just enforcing rules. They were making up reasons to harass him. It started small. One sunny afternoon, Marcus was watering his roses when Karen marched up to his lawn. "Your grass," she snapped, "is half an inch taller than HOA standards. You need to fix it immediately." Marcus raised an eyebrow. Half an inch? Seriously? He trimmed it anyway, hoping to avoid trouble. But the complaints never stopped. A week later, the patrol officers came knocking, claiming his flowers weren't uniform enough for the neighborhood. Another time, Karen shouted about his dog Rocky barking too loud, even though Rocky only barked when they walked past. The worst part? They didn't just complain, they barged into his lawn without permission, acting like it was their right. Sometimes, Marcus would find them measuring his grass with rulers. Other times, they stood in his yard writing violation notes on their clipboards. Marcus tried reasoning with them. He said politely, "Look, I pay my dues. I take care of my property. Please respect my space." But Karen only smirked. "If you want to live here, you'll follow our rules. We'll be watching." It wasn't just annoying anymore. It was harassment. And the whole neighborhood saw it, but no one dared challenge Karen and her patrol officers, at least not until Marcus had enough. One Saturday morning, Marcus was enjoying his coffee on the porch when he saw the patrol officers walking toward his house. Again. Karen followed close behind, already waving her finger in the air. "Your pet's toys are scattered on the lawn." "Violation," she barked. "Your roses are too bright. They clash with the neighborhood's aesthetic," one officer added. "And your grass is still not good enough," the other chimed in. Marcus clenched his jaw. This was the 5th time they had shown up that week. He told them firmly, "You are trespassing. Leave my property." But Karen smirked and pushed forward anyway. "Don't tell us what to do, young man. This is our job." That was the moment Marcus decided he wasn't going to take it anymore. He wasn't going to argue, yell, or even call the cops. No, he was going to outsmart them. That evening, Marcus sat on his porch, Rocky curled at his feet, and thought of a plan. A plan so simple yet so effective that Karen and her patrol would never dare step on his lawn again. The next day, Marcus prepared his yard carefully. He spread a harmless but incredibly slippery solution over the edge of his grass. It was safe for pets, safe for plants, but if someone tried walking carelessly across the lawn, let's just say they'd regret it. Then he waited. Sure enough, as if on schedule, HOA Karen and her 2 patrol officers marched down the street that afternoon. Karen had her usual stack of papers, and the officers had their clipboards ready. "Let's see what violation he has today," Karen sneered as they stormed onto Marcus's lawn. But the moment their polished shoes touched the grass, splat! One officer slipped and landed flat on his back. The other tried to help him up but lost his balance and went crashing down too. Their clipboards flew into the air like confetti, and then it happened. Karen herself stepped forward in shock, only to skid on the slippery grass and tumble down in the most dramatic fall anyone had ever seen. Her pink blazer was covered in grass stains, her hair a complete mess. From across the street, neighbors peeked through their windows. Some gasped, others burst into laughter. Within seconds, almost the entire block had come outside, phones in hand, recording the scene. Marcus stood calmly on his porch, arms crossed, watching the chaos unfold. Rocky barked happily, wagging his tail as if cheering his owner on. Karen scrambled to her feet, furious and embarrassed. This is unacceptable," she screamed, but her voice was drowned out by the sound of neighbors laughing and cheering. The video of Karen and her patrol slipping on Marcus's lawn spread like wildfire through the neighborhood group chat. By evening, nearly everyone had seen it. For once, the mighty HOA Karen wasn't feared, she was ridiculed. The next day, Marcus received dozens of supportive messages from his neighbors. People admitted they had been too scared to stand up to Karen but had suffered the same treatment. Marcus's bold move gave them courage. As for Karen and her patrol officers, they never set foot on Marcus's lawn again. In fact, they became strangely quiet, only showing up at official HOA meetings where their power was much more limited. Marcus finally had his peace back. He could water his flowers, play with Rocky, and relax in his yard without worrying about constant harassment. And best of all, he knew the entire neighborhood had witnessed what happened. In the end, Karen and her patrol didn't just fall on the grass, they fell from the pedestal of fear they had built for themselves, and Marcus had taught them a lesson they'd never forget. You can only push a good man so far before he pushes back. And that's how Marcus finally got his peace back and taught HOA Karen and her patrol officers a lesson they'll never forget. Sometimes it doesn't take yelling, arguing, or even calling the cops to deal with bullies. All it takes is a little creativity. And in this case, a slippery lawn that turned the tables in the funniest way possible. So what do you think? Did Marcus go too far, or was this the perfect way to deal with Karen? Let me know in the comments below.